Welcome to the PoPolitickin show. Founded in 2008, PoPolitickin is a hip-hop meets self-help brand. With each interview, we teach the babies and share success secrets with you, the listener. Past guests of the PoPolitickin show include Yo Gotti, Currency, MC Light, BG, Dead Prez, Rashida, Project Pat, and more. We also showcase the future upcoming stars of hip-hop. Subscribe on iTunes and get automatic updates of each podcast episode.
PoPolitickin.com.
Hey, y'all, it's Lyric Michelle. I am Lyric here on PoPolitickin.
Hair dark like my eyes, African, so noses are white. I have a diamond shining brightly at the meeting of my thighs. Oh, I think they like me and like me. Once upon a time there was this girl that did not fit in. She looked nothing like her mother. Her skin tone was so damn different, and her hair was way too nappy, and that nose just way too wide. All the children, they would laugh at her as she wanted to die. She'd pretend her hair was longer and that skin a bit more white. It would help to silence nightmares and to soothe all of her cries. She had heard that black was beautiful, dismissed it as a lie. How could oxymorons love her simultaneously despise? Dark like my eyes, African, so noses are white. I have a diamond shining brightly at the meeting of my thighs. Oh, I think they like me and like me. Okay, I get it now, it's starting to make sense. Her mama always says she had that body that could pay her rent. Let me get this straight. One time you would pay, one time to lay my mind to rest. It's just my body that you'll probably want to use at my expense. Silence my mind, awake my body. You could use my insecurities to make me follow blindly. I just want to be loved. You say, can we talk after we fuck? I mean, she's cute and all, but just not pretty enough. Damn. Dark like my eyes, African, so noses are white. I have a diamond shining brightly at the meeting of my thighs. Oh, I think they like me and like me. Take what you want without permission. This body doesn't belong to me. It's just in my possession, baby. Can the police go home and escape this misery? Did it matter that I said no? Is anybody listening? Dark like my eyes, African, so noses are white. I have a diamond shining brightly at the meeting of my thighs. Oh, I think they like me. I hope they're listening.
Welcome back to PoPolitickin.com, your home for self-help meets hip-hop. Make sure you go to Spotify, listen to all our podcasts on there. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on Apple Podcasts. 1212. I'm in the place to be with Lyric Michelle. How you doing today?
I'm good. Hello, how are you?
I'm great. So where you from? What's your hometown?
I'm from Houston, Texas.
So how was it growing up in Houston?
I loved it. I mean, just the culture and the energy, and being from Texas, everybody is even though Houston's a big city, still has a hometown feel and a really wonderful hip hop scene.
So talk about your background and how you got involved with music.
Well, I first started. I mean, I've always been a writer. I'm in elementary school. I wrote like and illustrated a book I wanted to get published, and then I started doing poetry and slam poetry and performing on campus. And I realized my poetry was real rhythmic and like influenced by hip hop a lot, and I slowly started rapping.
So, what do you love about music?
I love everything. I think music is the way that God speaks to me, and music. I mean, without music, life would be a mistake. Is the quote that I kind of identify with, in the sense that music, I think, is just the audio interpretation of our feelings and our souls.
Do you remember the last song you listened to?
Oh, the last song I listened to was this
Hmm?
morning, Leon Bridges,
Okay.
Beyond. Yeah, I love that song.
Then what is hip hop to you?
Hip hop is uh, the culmination of really the beauty of the Black experience, in our soul. It's it's based around that, and has many different um, ways of expressing that story and that cult in our culture, and it's transformative. Hip hop's everything. Hip hop's life.
Like that, the beauty of the Black experience.
hmm
But do you think? I mean, but sometimes it seems like at the same time, I know hip hop they glorify a lot of like drug usage and crime and stuff like that, or then, you know what I'm saying? They
Yeah,
or police brutality and stuff like that. So I guess that's
yeah.
still beautiful too, right?
Well, in the sense that all poets and great, artists, the common factor in a lot of that art is pain,
Hmm.
and transforming that into beauty in a way. I think, yeah, sometimes the negative is over glorified, but it just depends on who you're talking about, really. Because to another person, it could just be them expressing what they've been through, and if they've been through some shit, then
Is what it is.
that's all you're gonna hear about.
And then, how would you describe your style as an artist?
I mean, I'm really truthful, and I love melody, and I love song construction, and I love lyrics. Lyric is my name, and my music's really just truthful and honest, and my journey, and I hope that it resonates with people and help them see a little bit of themselves in me, and to give them a voice. That's Yeah.
And I
And
forgot.
my music's and it's dope. That's how I would describe it as well. It's nice.
And then I forgot to ask you, but what you smoking on?
Nothing, man. I'm on break. I'm not smoking nothing. I can be caught up in these streets. Yeah.
Describe your creative process.
Um, it varies, but usually, I mean, I write in the car a lot because of the acoustics, but I like to, when I hear the beat, I like to write immediately to see like what my first feeling was, and to capture that. Um, and I might, I try to think of the topic and the melodies at the same time, and then I'll fill it in with words.
And then who are some of your influences?
Uh, I mean, I was greatly influenced by Houston music, Big Mo and Hawk and Zero and Bumpy, and like the melodies that Houston has introduced to hip hop, and then Tupac and Lauryn Hill, NDRE, Nina Simone, Joan Osborne, uh, just a lot of writers and storytellers. Eminem, um, Jay-Z, just the great storytellers of our time.
And do you like screwed up music?
Yup.
Wow.
My brother used to have, he still does, like tapes after tapes, huge like collection of screw tapes. He took me to the screw shop when I was little, and always tell me it's not screw music unless DJ Screw himself uh, screwed it. Everything else is chopped and slowed down. But for it to be screwed, DJ Screw have had to have put his touch on it.
That's okay. That's dope. And then I like, I don't know if he's from Houston, but OG Ron C, is he from Houston?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
him too. I like his stuff.
Oh, for sure. And that's the homie. He's always been like, whenever I see him, really just supportive and nice, and really putting on for the city. Him, there's Candlestick, there's plenty of DJs really pushing and keeping that sound alive.
Then I want you to talk about your current projects, what you're working on.
Right now, I'm working on an EP. I have a gang of songs, but I'm just kind of pushing some singles before I release the EP. And like I've already released Free Thoughts, which is a freestyle that's really raw and honest. And it kind of came when my roommate, my homegirl, she was like, I was telling her a little bit about my life and a little bit about like my past relationships, and she was like, "Oh, okay, so you're like a trap queen," and I'm like, "Y'all really think this shit was fun? Like, what?" So I tried to tell the truth of what it was like in some of those like difficult situations, but as a woman.
What would that mean? What that mean? Trap queen? What that mean? Like you with a D-boy or something? Is that what she said?
Yeah, I mean, I've dated and been around that.
I'm thinking trap queen. I'm thinking like that Scarface wore white. Michelle Pfeiffer. That's what I'm thinking when you say trap queen. Like like that's what you. I'm just trying to make shit talking about. Like,
yeah, where you just the whole date is just you riding around and you feel like you're helping out type shit, and
feel like
yeah,
You're like, hold on, right quick. I gotta do something. Yeah, I feel you. That's tight. I mean, it ain't tight, but yeah, we got it. I'm sure play a song on this interview. Hopefully, we can play it after the interview.
yeah.
What's up? Then, what are your interests outside of music?
I always want to. Oh, hold on. I always want to stay creative, and then I'm acting, and I love art, and I sketch and draw, and I'm training for a marathon right now with Nike, and that's been really fun. Yes, I like to stay active and just stay in the artistic realm, no matter what I do.
You was kind of hitting on some of the topics, but what do you do as far as personal development?
I read and I I read and I try to check in with myself and just be really self-aware and not connect all my bull with my personal I don't know my personal feelings about my own value, and trying to remember that and meditate and stay fit and shit.
What kind of books you read?
They vary. I mean, the last book I finished was Trevor Noah's book, Born a Crime, which I thought was really, really interesting, especially since my parents are both Nigerian. And just to hear, I mean, he's from South Africa, but just to hear his story, um, his story, which is a Black experience, but an experience that maybe a lot of people haven't heard yet.
And then what would we say your main goals for your career are right now?
Um, my top 3 goals right now is just to really continue to make innovative and new music and experiment with my sound and make sure that I'm staying true to who I am. I'm trying to get more exposure, I mean, get out there. And one of my goals is just to travel more. And I'm trying to, right now, we're planning a tour, which will include some overseas dates. So, yeah, goals to perform more, to get out there more, and to continue to make wonderful, dope, truthful music.
What advice would you give to new artists?
I'd say to new artists to be very, very sure about what it is that they want, and to formulate a plan. And the plan might vary and it might change, but as long as you have an outline, then you know that whether or not those changes and those variations fall in line with who you are as an artist, and not to be swept away by, too many opinions. Everyone got one.
What would you like to say to your fans and supporters?
Thank you. I want to say thank you as much as I can, because, like, they've really been down for me, like really supportive, and from comments and letters and just listening. I want to say thank you, and new music and new visuals are coming out soon. So, yeah.
And then any new people just hearing about you through this interview, why should they go check out your music?
Well, hello, new people who are just now hearing about me. Thank you for listening. I say check out my music if you want to hear good music with quality and a new sound, and also if you want to hear a new voice. If you feel like something's been missing, especially as a Black woman in this crazy time, I try to be really transparent and authentic with my expression.
I want to say thank you for coming through politicking with me.
For sure. Thank you. Okay.
You want to tell me social media and everything?
Yes, lyricalshow.com or at I am lyric. It's just who I am. Keep up with me, follow me, let me know if you heard this interview at me, and let's connect.
It is the elephant in the room that consumes us, that invokes a sense of honor, of duty, that compels us to act. That same compelling voice is violently strangled as we make the choice to avert our eyes. But you and I both know the suffering does not end just because you pretend not to see it. So if ignorance is bliss, then the hell you live in after hearing the truth of it must be unbearable. We are innately good, I like to believe that. And if you are unsure, just know that it takes one simple extension of your hand to achieve that. Let's go. Just need a little help, y'all. Just need a little empathy. Just need a little help, y'all. Just need a little empathy. Just need a little help, y'all. Just need a little empathy. Just need a little help, y'all. Just need a little empathy. See, we're living in a day where it's not really cool to pray, and it's not really good to say that you're kind of feeling weak. Gotta get the upper hand on another man, screaming out one deep, but no, I cannot sleep. Gotta get these dreams up out of me, so I keep grinding, trying to eat, just working on a plan. I gotta switch up, it's just my luck now. No one gives a damn, so I do it for you, cause they did it for me, understand? When I was locked up in my room, listen, bob in my head, contemplating the choice between a razor and a pen. Quality and Miss Gray, they taught me some things I didn't know others knew about this black girl pain. So I'll keep writing, keep on spitting until somebody listens. Because we're bound to find some love, and we're bound to find some peace. And I'm not giving up on us, so don't you give up on me. Just need a little help, y'all. Just need a little empathy. Just need a little help, y'all. Just need a little empathy. Just need a little help, y'all. Just need a little empathy. Just need a little help, y'all. Just need a little empathy. She's a slut if she fucks him, he's a bitch if he doesn't. This misdirection of affection, who is there to blame? Is it the mother's mother or his brother? Shit, blame it on the game. Cold world, no Jermaine. Hands up if you're listening, cause I need to know that you hear me. It's my message coming clearly. Don't ever say that you really do feel me unless you understand what I really am dealing with. I get it, I promise that I do. Got 3 bills, 1 month, only paying 2. But I'm not giving up and don't you either. Promise I'm nobody's preacher. Got more sins than New Orleans got saints. In the name of my city style, hold up, man, we just need to change our way of thinking. Promise that we can. Cause we're bound to find some love, and we're bound to find some peace. And I'm not giving up on us, so don't you give up on me. Just need a little help, y'all. Just need a little empathy. Just need a little help, y'all. Just need a little empathy. Just need a little help, y'all. Just need a little empathy. Just need a little help, y'all. Need a little empathy. We are all innately good. I like to believe that. And if you are unsure, just know that it takes one simple extension of your hand to achieve that. Just need a little help, y'all. Just need a little empathy. Just need a little help, y'all. Just need a little, I need a little, just need a little help, y'all. Just need a little empathy. Just need a little help, y'all.
The PoPolitickin Show is brought to you by Audible. With over 180,000 titles to choose from, Audible is great for any continuous learner wanting to grow and expand their knowledge and insight. Go to www.audibletrial.com/POAudio and get an audiobook of your choice free with a 30-day trial. After the trial, your paid membership will begin at $14.95 per month. With your membership, you will receive 1 credit every month, good for an audiobook on Audible. Cancel before your trial ends and you will not be charged. So go to www.audibletrial.com/POAudio and download a free book by Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, Napoleon Hill, Les Brown, Damon John, and more. Always remember that knowledge is power.